Hello everyone, welcome to New Gameplay Today. I'm Marcus Stewart. I am joined by Charles Harte. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, and we are taking a look at Squirrel with a gun. Charles, when you hear the name Squirrel with a gun, I'll give you 3 guesses to assume what you think this game is about.
3 is a really generous number of guesses. I assume it's just a squirrel that has a gun.
Well, you'd be wrong because he doesn't have a gun right here, but no, you're right.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to say a notable lack of gun in this section.
Well, that's about to change shortly. So we're looking at some B-roll that was provided by us. It's important to note that I have not played the game at all. I know normally on New Gameplay Today we tend to have played the stuff that we showcase, but this is a special instance where we were watching it alongside you guys. So I can't provide any hands-on impressions, but we can provide visual impressions, which are even within the first half a minute of this video. As you can see there, is very much just, what the hell?
Well, okay, first of all, I just want to say, a lot more platforming than I expected. Like, I was picturing just a straight shooter, but there is, like, you know, classic platforming, floating platforms for whatever reason. And then also, I thought it was just going to be a gun, and I assume it's not just that crazy bazooka the whole time.
No, it's multiple guns. Like, I think you've probably seen the handgun, which is in the key art, but
yeah,
there's multiple firearms that this little squirrel can wield. So I'm gonna just go ahead and, because I don't think I can do it justice explaining it, so I'm just gonna read you the Steam description of the game to give everyone sort of a sense of what's happening here. So it says, and I quote, "Squirrel meet gun. As the neighborhood's most obnoxious rodent, develop a knack and a love for crime and mayhem in pursuit of golden acorns in this nutty sandbox shooter and puzzle platformer. Fight tooth, claw, and gun to escape a secret underground facility and defeat the agents," which agents is capitalized, so it's a proper noun. And yeah, so those were those suit guys that we blew up earlier. I guess those were the aforementioned agents. Like, when I first saw videos of this game, I saw, like, the GIFs and stuff. It's one of those games that plays very well in terms of, like, short clips, because you see stuff like this, and you're just like, what is this? And I thought, and maybe it still is, I haven't played it, I thought it was a goat simulator kind of thing.
Yeah.
Of just an open like, basically an open physics sandbox, where you just run around maybe just firing guns as a squirrel. And maybe it is a bit of that, and I've only played maybe an hour of Goat Simulator in my entire life. But it's something that I'm still curious about, is sort of what is the in-between from these segments. Because this video that we're watching now is sort of a montage of different segments, but what is the through line? Are you completing like missions?
Yeah.
Are you being guided to these moments? Like, or is it just one giant sandbox and you can do all of this anytime and it doesn't matter?
And the description you had started out with, escape an underground facility. So I assume at this point the squirrel has escaped said underground facility, and then it's a question of, like, is this like the agents' like campus where they like hang out and do stuff, or is this just like the world of whoa? I
like the idea that this is they have a, I guess, above ground campus that has a water slide complex and a football field, and this is just where they hang out and have fun.
Yeah, well, it's like in Severance, where they have like the super secret area, but, like, you know, there's an upstairs, and in this case it's an upstairs with a jellyfish well.
Yeah, and also the squirrel escaping a facility, does that imply that the squirrel is genetically engineered? Because obviously you can see here, this ain't your ordinary squirrel. I think you can say that with a degree of confidence. I don't know what kind of squirrels you got up there in Ohio where you live, but down here in Florida we have a lot of squirrels, and I don't think I've ever seen them shoot guns and do wacky platforming segments. So is this like a genetically engineered super squirrel?
Right, well, and if there was going to be a place where a squirrel would shoot guns, I feel like it would be Florida.
Yeah, probably.
So This would if you haven't seen that before, this has got to be genetically modified. I did have a moment where my girlfriend came to like my parents' house where I grew up for the first time, and had a weird thing where she was like, "Your neighborhood has so many squirrels," and I was like, "I feel like this is just the regular amount of squirrels," and then realized that I've just been growing up in an area that's like flooded with squirrels, but it had never occurred to me because it was just my norm,
Right.
And I do want to say, notably, one squirrel so far. We haven't seen other squirrels in this Squirrel with the Gun.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe this is the only squirrel in this area. Maybe this is where this takes place where your girlfriend's from, where squirrels are just
Right.
not a non-factor.
Yeah.
So the Steam description also mentions that in addition to roaming this weird sandbox, that there are intricate puzzle rooms that you can explore. Like, there's none of that shown in this video, but when I was looking at screenshots and videos on Steam, there's these sort of interior areas where you're doing these platforming puzzles, and you can use the gun as a platforming device because of the guns have recoil, you can use it to launch yourself in the air. And so you're doing that to collect these acorns, and look at this cool squirrel. Look at that.
I love the finishers.
He shoots guys. He fires an unnecessary amount of bullets to kill someone like he's John Wick.
Yes. Also not that I'm complaining. No blood. Just kind of dry bullets.
Yeah, well, it's a kid-friendly game.
Oh, right. Right.
Obviously.
This is for sure the kind of game I would have asked my mom to let me get as a kid, and she would have said no, and I would have to explain, like, well, it's not like bad, it's just the squirrel has a gun, and she would still not let me.
And he murders people indiscriminately, but other than that, it's totally cool. Look at that, that's fine.
Yeah.
They deserve it. I like the way they just kind of ragdoll there. That
Yeah.
guy is really hesitating with that shot.
Whoa.
I mean, this seems like this is like the appeal of this game is that it is overwhelmingly stupid, and I mean that in like a loving way. Like, from the title to just the clips we've seen, it's just like, this is so ridiculous and this is so absurd. It's alluring because of that.
I hope that's what the Steam review summary says. Overwhelmingly stupid.
Oh yeah, that's the it's like you gotta leave a certain style of review for Steam to unlock that rating. Like, oh, this has got an overwhelmingly stupid rating on Steam. Okay, well, and it's just a bunch of reviews being like, this is dumb.
It's also a really interesting thing. It didn't really occur to me until I was like watching it in action. You're much shorter than everyone you're shooting.
Well, you're a squirrel.
Yeah, but it just like adds a different dimension to, like, usually if you're going for headshots, you're kind of just aiming straight forward, but he's got to distinctly like crane his neck upwards. Oh, and there we go. We got a bullet jump there.
Yeah.
Double bullet jump.
Yeah, I wonder, this again, having not played it, I wonder how the shooting feels, and that is a good point. Like, his perspective of being so small does make the moment-to-moment gunplay more interesting because you're having to aim from below. Mm-hmm. So it does make aiming for headshots or really anything just different than the average shooter, which is cool. I think that's a cool twist on just going around and blasting people. As you can see here, I was going to mention that you also get your own little car that you can drive around the world in, and apparently you can do some sick stunts, as Kyle Hilliard would say.
He would say that.
Yeah, look at this. Like, this is pretty much the next Tony Hawk.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Squirrel with a gun with a car.
On a skate ramp.
On a skate ramp.
The sequel.
This should be in the Olympics, I think.
I mean, at the rate we're going, give it a few years, we'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. But,
these,
yeah. Oh, what were we going to say?
I was going to say these force fields are interesting, too, because we were talking about whether or not it's like a fully interconnected world, and these red hedges are clearly like separating you off from something, and I'm like, are these levels? Is this like the edge of the map here? Or
Right. Like, are you in a specific mission area where you can't leave that area until you finish whatever you're supposed to do? I don't know what that was back that we saw for a second. It was like a wedding that he just
really
showed up to
with
for
it.
a second. There's one random guy in the street. What is that tower in the back?
Yeah, I keep seeing that in the background of stuff. I think that's the saloon right there.
Oh, the saloon, the local saloon in the suburban neighborhood.
Yeah, you know. I guess my point being, you can see, in that sense, the levels are at least kind of connected.
And a garbage can with basketballs in it? Was someone throwing out their excess basketballs?
That's true. This feels like a physics game rite of passage.
Sure.
Like you gotta have a basketball in there.
What a shot.
What a shot.
Yeah,
I'm thinking maybe the squirrel left that woman at the altar.
Oh, you think the squirrel stood her up?
Mm-hmm.
He not ready for commitment. And what is happening? This game is. Is
Okay, it's like a frat house.
Like a cult?
Is that a stripper pole?
I believe so. Everyone's awake now. We're just. All right, everyone. We're experiencing this with you guys. Everyone watching. We're all just.
I didn't know if you had seen it before. Oh my god!
Making it rain acorns. Look at this.
This really is the most Goat Simulator type game I've ever seen. That's not Goat Simulator.
Are they worshiping you? Or did they?
Marcus, you've clearly never been to a strip club because this is just kind of the. You kind of do a whoa.
Yeah, it's like I've seen people throw money at strippers. I've never seen them do a full-on, almost like religious dance in front of them. But now you get basketballs inside this house, and is that guy dead?
The golden acorns also give me like a Mario game vibe of like these are the stars hidden around the world.
Sure. And it did mention the description that's kind of your, or maybe one of your primary goals is to get all of those, oh my god, all of those golden acorns. Okay, I think you had to find her.
So maybe he passed out at like the bachelor party.
Sure.
Okay,
That'll
okay.
Or hit, and he's like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm ready. But who's gonna officiate this? Oh, they're so happy. They got so it's kind of almost got like an Untitled Goose Game vibe, a little bit of weird solutions to problem. You come across her and you're just assume that she needs her groom, so you got to figure out how to get her a groom, and then that's the solution. So it's just unorthodox solutions to maybe a checklist of problems is my assumption. Again, haven't played it, but
yeah.
It looks fun. Like, it's definitely something I want to check out. It seems like you spend time with it for about an hour and then decide if it's your jam or not, if you're into that kind of absurdist humor and whatnot. But I'm looking forward to checking it out. What do you think, Charles, after experiencing all that?
Definitely. It's also I really enjoy. You made the Untitled Goose Game comparison, and I was like, oh, I guess we as a society have decided the genre of like being mischievous animal is going to be like Goose Game, Goat Simulator, and then we had Little Kitty Big City, and now we have a Squirrel Game. So I just want to fill out the whole animal kingdom with like this type of nonsense.
I like that. Let's make that a new subgenre. Well, Squirrel with a Gun. It's coming out August 29th for PC as well as consoles. I believe it's coming to. I'm totally not just looking this up in real time. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So there you go. August 29th. So not too far away at the end of the month. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to check out more episodes of new gameplay today. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.